Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dugout Mug Studios. This is a Variety Sports Network. This is the 7th inning stretch.
Let's go to work Thursday night, right before the second half gets ready to tee off here in the MLB. We just had the All-Star game. We had a interesting home run derby, to say the least, all the way around in that beauty. We'll get into that on multiple levels along the way here. And look, we got a full house tonight here on Variety Sports Network. 7th inning stretch. Be sure to subscribe. You're with you every Thursday. And tonight, along with Josh Edwards, Logan Stone, we got my guy Doug Stevens out there in Ohio. We're going to be getting into top 10 shortstops in a little bit here. Doug Stevens, how we doing out there?
I'm doing good, man. I really appreciate you guys having me on. I think you guys do a really fantastic job covering baseball. I really like the chemistry you guys have built for the show. Excited to be on here with you guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, sir, as always. All right. Hey, Logan Stone, you were texting a little bit about top 10 shortstops. You said your list might be very controversial, so we'll look into that as well here. Then Josh Edwards, if Mason wins number one, we got some issues. So we'll see how much of Edwards we have here with it there. Be sure to check below. I got you with your headlines, your quotes of the week. And gentlemen, there's some good quotes of the week at the bottom. I'll get them on there with you. So check that out. I got some injury updates for you as well. But without further ado, let's get this bad boy going, Edwards. Yes, sir. You tee it off.
I want to do a show and tell.
Yes.
So I found something last weekend while we were out thrift shopping. And I'm only showing this because Logan's here.
Oh, no.
Is that a 2011 World Series?
That's pretty cool.
Lineup team picture, and then look who's in it.
Just to
rub it in. The rally squirrel in it.
The rally squirrel.
Just to rub it in with the Reds fan here. We're going to do a little Reds thing here in just a second as well. Top 10 shortstops. Let's get into it right now. All right. I've been thinking about. I actually have had this one kind of on my mind here for the last. Doug, I knew you were coming on about a month ago, so I was like, this will be perfect when you're on. Obviously, kind of the Winds making a little run with our shortstop. You got De La Cruz there as well making a run, made the All-Star team. I'm going to just kind of put my list up on the board. You don't have to necessarily play off mine. You'll see it up on the screen, and you guys can kind of give yours as we go. Yep. Logan Stone, we'll start with you because me and you had talked about a little bit. I have right now number 10. I got Willy Adames from the Brewers, number 10. Who is your number 10? Now, and I want to put some things onto this shortstop list because it was tough. When I don't care like the Turner part, the Betts part, the Seager part. I think I've looked at shortstop stats more than my own kids over the last 2 weeks, and I feel like I feel like it's like when you look at like 80 at bats or 100 at bats, it's not like a crazy amount to where I'm like, well, if Turner is really killing you in an area here and an area like all the on-base percentage, I got to put you up there. So I just want to set the ground rules. If you guys have it a little different with them, we won't kill you on it. We all know where Betts lies and Turner and all those things. So Logan Stone, I have Willy Adames number 10. Where do you go? And then we'll go to Doug next and followed by Josh there.
Okay, so I had Willy Adames as my honorable mention, along with Ezekiel Tovar of the Rockies. I don't know if I doubt you guys had him anywhere, but he had 108 hits, which stood out.
I had him number 11.
Did you?
Yeah. I had him as 10.
Yeah, and so that just impressed me. He has a 764 OPS and a 106 OPS plus. That interested me. Willy Adames was, he was number 12 for me. But my number 10, Josh, cover your ears. It's Mason Wynn.
Oh my!
Oh, really?
Goodness.
Me
Mason
too.
Wynn at number 10. Yeah, Mason Wynn. So I put all the stats on the paper, and I'll just send to you guys my top 10 list whenever we get done, because I don't want you guys to argue with me before I even get it. But he's really impressive. I thought he would actually be higher, but once I started looking at all the shortstops, just with the mixture of everything, 332 on base percentage. Yeah. 406 slugging, 739 OPS, and a 108 OPS plus. 5 home runs, which I think hurts him whenever you compare him to other people. And 33 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, which you wouldn't expect from somebody who's a speedster. and really he's more of a defensive guy. But I think there are a lot of guys who are really good defenders who are also really good at hitters on this list. So Mason Wynn is my number 10.
Josh, you said you had him at 10, but Doug, did you have him anywhere on your top 10?
I had Mason Wynn at 10. I thought
you all had him 10. All right.
I thought he
had
was
him
playing
12.
very well.
I had Win at 9.
You had
You
Wynn
have
at
Wynn
9.
Okay. All right. So you have him 9. I think that's a good call. I mean, I feel like Wynn is kind of it's kind of a deeper conversation, but he's in this next group of young players on the way here. That's at NL Central, especially. They got a few guys that we'll get into here in a little bit. But like, when you guys see my list right away here, is there something where you scream out? I got Aaron telling me Lindor's too not high enough on the list. Is Willy Adames on? Is he on your guys' list, or am I the only one that has him in the top 10?
I didn't have him on. I didn't have him on my list. He was 11 or 12. He's right in the mix though.
My number 13 was Ha-Seong Kim.
Oh, his average was too bad for me to even put him in the list there, man.
Hey, hold on.
Josh, who'd you have at 10 then? Hello, from the family out there. I appreciate you it out there. I appreciate you. I appreciate they're in from Tennessee, believe it or not, Mr. Edwards, out towards your area out there.
Hey.
Who do you have, Edwards? If you had Wynn at 9, who did you have at 10 before I let you go on?
I had Tovar at 10.
So you guys had him there. I had him 11. We're right there on the same list there with the 10. I get you. He's been awesome. Tovar and Wynn are both very similar players to me. They're kind of undersized, right? A little bit there with it, a little undersized. They kind of have. I guess I undersized compared to your Elly Cruz's and your other guys like that. I mean, you're going to always look undersized to your O'Neill, Cruz's, Correa. That's where they're going to fit your like normal type looking type shortstop. So you have him number 10. I don't know, Doug. Where do you have number 9 then?
I had Abrams number 9 from Washington. I thought it's. I got to tell you guys, the shortstop position is pretty loaded, so it's kind of hard getting these guys slotted. You have Seager a little higher than I had Seager, so it's interesting the way we slot these guys. I mean, it seems like everybody has the same type names, but where you place them is definitely very interesting.
So what do you got, Logan?
Oh, sorry. I just remembered something that was kind of big news for us today. So I have to interrupt this show with some breaking news. Some guy, you guys may not know him, but Michael Watson, he just signed with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes.
And an old friend of mine from high school texted me. He said, "Hey, did you see that your boy went to the Cardinals?" And I'm like, "I don't know this guy. Apparently, I went to high school with him."
I wouldn't have admitted that on air. I would have tried to get
the next great Cardinals pitcher. So
you maybe just found him right there, Mr. We'll call him Mr. Watson there with it. So Lindor, I feel like Lindor is the weirdest one on this list. I feel like the whole entire time I was making this list, he was the hardest one for me. Like I honestly did not know where. I did not know where Arcia. Come on, go to more games, Brandon. Come on.
No, wrong.
Wrong. Anyways, Brandon's a diehard Brandon. I feel like I don't know. Like, what do you think, Doug? Lindor overhyped? You what? I don't know.
Can we even get to Lindor yet?
Well, I just want to talk about him before we move on because I just want to get it.
But ever since he's been moved back to the leadoff spot, he's been fantastic. I mean, what are you saying? He's overrated? What are you going with?
He
here?
is the guy. What I'm trying to say is, as we're going through the list, he's the name I struggle with the most. He's the name that as I put him, and so like we could say where we put him. I don't know if we I just want to have the discussion as shortstops as we go through our list. We all know where we're at. It's going to be a little different, but we're all going to have similar names. I had him at 7. I mean, I'm just saying I struggle with him. Where did you have him at?
I had him at 6.
Okay, so
I still think. I mean, he's 3.6 WAR. He's 730 or 896 OPS, 520 slugging. I mean, he's got. Even with, I still think he's really good. And ever since he got moved back to the leadoff spot, he's been fantastic. So I feel like he belongs right here in the mix.
Edwards, your boy Aaron that you do NASCAR with has him on. He's the one chewing me out over here. Am I being too mean to Lindor here?
No, I don't think so.
Are you a fan of
I'm higher
Lindor?
than you. No.
Where
But
do
did he
you
make
have
your did he make your top 10 though?
Yeah, he's higher. I have him higher than Daren.
Where do you have
We'll
Lindor
see.
at?
There you go then.
Where do you have
I have him
Lindor
at
at? You have him at 6. Okay, so you have him a little bit above me then at that point there. I just struggled with that name the most, Edwards. That was the one because you know that I've been doing the show with you the whole year. Like I always feel like he's kind of been overrated a little bit when he was in Cleveland towards the end of his time. Or when he not overrated in Cleveland, when he went to the Mets, I mean, he felt like he fell off a cliff there for a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Forgot how to hit. And you know what I mean? So he lost his way a little bit. So he was just the guy because I feel like he could be up in the top 5. There's no world where he could be up there.
He's got the talent for sure.
Oh yeah, he's got talent.
You had him at 6. You had him at 6 there, right there with it.
Yeah.
Logan,
Because I believe in what he's capable of, and I remember what he used to be. I'm giving him credit for what passed.
Really? So it's kind of funny. I had Lindor a lot higher on my list, and I had Abrams lower. And as I kept on. I spent about 3 hours tweaking this list, and as I kept tweaking, Abrams kept on getting higher, and Lindor kept getting lower. So he's my number 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just I kept comparing him to. So I did the baseball reference kind of comparison thing, the graphics, and oh my gosh, and it just kept on showing him getting lower and lower. So and this is only 2024. I get comparative overall. That's great, but I mean, for me, I thought there were so many good, like Doug said, there are so many stacked people in the shortstop list. So I had him at 9. And also, really
so
good.
that okay. So Aaron just saying the disrespect is crazy. I had Josh was Doug. Where did you have him again?
I had him at 6.
Okay, so you and Josh were very kind then. Compared to me and Logan, we were.
But is it really this disrespectful when we're literally splitting hairs to rank these guys? I mean, besides I feel like besides the top 3, I feel like you're literally splitting hairs trying to put these guys together.
Well, where do you guys have Lay with number 8 then? Where do you put them? I have Correa there. Are you guys all similar in that boat with Correa? Or you got somebody else?
I had Abrams.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
Abrams,
you're on
right?
track. Okay.
See, I had Go ahead.
Oh, good.
Yeah, with that comment, go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, where were you headed?
I had Elly de Cruz
Well, that seems a little low, but
at
Yeah.
8. Yeah,
each their own.
He's there.
I'm just playing. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had 830 OPS, 128 OPS plus,
I struggle with him too.
492 hits. I mean, his 46 stolen bases,
It's wild.
I think, puts him a lot. And I mean, he probably could
Well, the
be.
problem is he's falling off. He's
No.
not stealing like he was.
No.
He had like 20 games, man.
Yeah,
I also think people are also emphasizing on him on the base pass now for sure.
So
Yeah.
if he's as good as he should, if he's as good as we all think he is, he should be able to beat it regardless.
Edwards, where did you have him?
7.
7. I have him
Yeah.
6. I mean,
Yeah.
Doug, where you got him? Let's put it. Your
Obviously,
boy.
he's my guy. I have him at 5. But I feel like if you have him 5, 6, or 7, I'm not going to argue that. I understand.
Who'd you pick it out then? Turner, Betts. I'm guessing Betts wasn't in there.
I have my top 3 are Henderson, Witt, Betts, and then everybody else is where it gets interesting for me.
Okay, yeah. So you guys
my
all
top
have
3 is different.
Who did you have top 3, Josh?
I got Witt Jr., Henderson, Turner.
Is
Logan
Witt Jr. is better than Henderson?
In my opinion, yeah, he's a better all-around player.
Oh, good Lord. I knew it.
Oh, here we go. Let's go. Let's get into it then.
This is a classic Logan right here. He hates the fact that I include defense and how I rate players.
Oh,
That's fine. Yeah.
So, but he hates
Well, it
drives me
matters
nuts
a
when
little,
he
for
they
sure.
used.
especially at shortstop. I mean, your defense needs to be impeccable at shortstop. You have to have a great arm to make all the plays. You got to have great agility and lateral movement to get across the field and cover. And you got to be freaking smart. It's an overall game. It's not just offense when you're a shortstop. It's just like how I rate catchers. I rate defense higher for catchers than offense.
You
Do it.
remember how last year everyone was talking about how Paul DeYoung had like a great WAR compared to
FYI, he's the 10th
Paul
rated
because
shortstop
his defense was
via
better
the
than
MLB.
Goldie's because shortstop gets rated at a better rate for shortstops than it does first baseman or whatever. Shortstops get like 10 points on their WAR just because they moved left on a ball. Anyways, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
That's fair.
What do you? I'm curious if you, as I got some of the stats, but these are just different ones of it as well.
Oh, I was looking at different stat lists.
Yeah, these are different ones. This is OPS.
Sorry.
This is different stuff with it. I'll get that on there as well. I mean, I think like the Witt Henderson debate is always interesting, but I kind of want to stay on the De La Cruz part for just a second because my buddy Tyler, as you know, always says that he wants to go. He's always like, oh, he'll end up being in the outfield. And Josh, you just mentioned how defense matters more than most people think at shortstop. Well, De La Cruz leads the league by quite a bit at errors at shortstop. So, Doug, do you think that he will stay at shortstop for his career though?
I mean, he definitely leads the league in errors. I'm not. There's nothing nothing I can fight about that.
No, you can't. So, but is he route?
No, I don't. It makes more sense for his size, but I don't see him moving. I don't know. While the errors are high, I don't think it's tough. It's a tough. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the outfield. I think it would help the team, long term because outfield is such an issue for the Reds. But overall, I do think he's still a solid defensive shortstop. He's got to clean up the throwing errors. It's throwing that gets him. I
like my Braves fan Brandon here saying that Turner needs to be number 32 on the list. That's not a hater, Brandon.
It's pretty low on the list.
So that's the thing with De La Cruz there. I just kind of interested where he fits because I feel like me and Josh earlier in the year, me and Josh were always trying to kind of figure out where he lied on this list a little bit. That was a tough one for us, Josh, especially in the beginning of the year. Do you have more confidence, Edwards and De La Cruz, to move up into this top 5 in the next couple of years, or do you feel like he's going to regress?
So this goes back to my defense is important as a shortstop. If his defense doesn't improve, no, he's about where as good as he'll get with the defense and the way these other young players are. I mean, like Doug mentioned earlier, shortstops are stacked right now, and there's only more of them coming. So, no, he's going to have to improve defensively. If all these guys can run and hit, that's great. He's the same as they are. But if any of them have a glove in range and an arm, and they can put it together, they're going to jump him in list. That's why I think, if I had to place a bet, I would rather have Mason. This is not me being a homer. I would rather have Mason win at short than I would Elly De La Cruz. If Elly De La Cruz is a right or left fielder, I take him all day.
But you wouldn't rather have him other than Elly De La Cruz on your team, though.
Wait.
I understand by position, maybe you'd rather have him as a shortstop defensively, but you wouldn't rather have him than Cruz offensively.
Yeah.
No, I would.
Oh, what? No.
Yes.
No.
Josh,
Why?
That's
because
why
I think that's
why.
Again,
I completely agree defensively. But offensively, no way.
There's two positions on the field that mean more to me defensively than any others. That's shortstop and that's the catcher. I will take weaker offense there if they are primo defensively.
Now, Josh, you are a small ball guy, and De La Cruz has 47. Is it 46 or 47? 47?
It's only 46. It's only 46.
46. So that is a part of the game. I mean, at some point, that has to play a little bit of a factor. I mean, he's risky for sure. He's had a couple bad steal attempts. I can admit that, but the number is what it is. And he's obviously electric in that regard. That doesn't make a difference for you?
He's fantastic. He's got a ton of talent. I'm not saying it's by a mile I would take Mason Wynn. But if I have to judge it just based on the way I play baseball or the way I like baseball to be played, I want my shortstop to be locked down.
So you are saying
can cover everything between second and third, no issue.
You are saying that Elly De La Cruz has 40 home runs, 80 stolen bases.
If he could get to 40 home runs,
and
but he doesn't.
130 RBIs.
But he doesn't.
Wynn has 5 home runs and 70 RBIs and 15 stolen bases. You're still taking Mason Wynn because he makes a couple of better catches than Elly.
A couple of better catches.
A couple.
I mean,
He's just more or less your Doug.
This is like us talking about Molina. You do realize that, Logan.
And
this is going down the exact same road. You're
off.
not going to get the rise out of me, bud.
I'm still angry.
You can be angry, but I'm right. You're angry because I'm right. You know it in your heart. When it comes to Molina, I'm right.
Well, let's keep it on shortstops here before you go. Doug, what do you got with the De La Cruz part of it? Before we'll move on?
If that's what you find as most important, then I get it. Mason Wynn is a fantastic defensive shortstop, but I think Elly makes up for it in a bunch of different ways. I mean, he's on pace for 30-plus home runs. He's going to get almost 80 steals. I mean, I do think that stuff makes up for it. But if defense at shortstop is what's most important to you, then that's perfectly fine. I don't think I would make that trade. Is all for me. And
I think both teams should keep their shortstop. Let me put it that way.
Yeah,
I mean, I cash out on Elly De La Cruz. I'm just saying I value defense more, and I think defense only gets better with time. If Mason's this good already, what's he going to be in 3 seasons?
I think this is like
but if Elly's this good already, he's going to be insane in 3 years. Then,
unless he burns out.
What's the indication that he's burning out?
No, I'm just saying, man.
I could say that about Mason. If Mason Wynn could blow out his knee. Mason Wynn could blow it out his knee too.
He could
throw his elbow out. That's a weird thing though. Like
that's what scares me.
Under you.
That's what scares me.
I think Logan's happy. When Doug said that, I looked over and Logan was smiling more than he should have when Doug was going at Josh there. I think he enjoyed that a little. I think Doug was.
Well, I just don't think it's fair to say. I just don't think it's fair to say one guy could blow out his knee when the other guy could trip going down the stairs. It happens, but like.
My favorite injury was the guy going up to his 3rd-story apartment carrying too much milk and too many groceries and he fell backward. That's my favorite injury story.
Very unfortunate.
Yes, Mr. Fleazak there. All right, top 5 though. Let's kind of we'll end this with our top 5 debate here. We all kind of seem like we have the same top 3, the Seager Turner thing. You guys started to get into the Henderson Witts Jr. I mean, I guess when I look at the top 5 here, I look at, this is just my thought. And I'll let you guys go from there. Is I put Seager at 5. I could want to put him higher, but I couldn't this year. There's just not enough there. Turner to me is the most potential to be number 1. To me, he's the guy that could take number 1 over here by the end of the season. This name might have Turner up. That's what I feel like. But Gunnar Henderson to me, I know Josh has him there. I feel like if I move this to the second base debate, I was trying to think, where does this kind of seem similar to me? It's not quite the same players. He's a little younger, but Utley and Altuve are kind of where I see which one would you rather have, the Utley version, or would you rather have Altuve? The right-hander that's going to be more your contact. You're going to have Henderson that's going to hit a little bit more power, maybe make a few more errors. That to me is what we're kind of debating just at the shortstop position a little bit. That's how I feel about it. My son says Cruz should be in the top 5. He hates Seager.
He just called you out, dude.
Javier, how could you say that to him? Come on, Xavier. You can't say that to him, Chavi. My son loves De La Cruz, so that's his favorite player in the league.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
Favorite player, Doug. You've got him hooked on that one for doing it. What do you guys think?
It's fun for kids. I get it.
Let's just finish it off with the top 5. Doug, what's your top 5? What are your thoughts on it there? Your thoughts on it?
I went Henderson, Witt, Betts, Turner, and then I had Cruz and Seager flipped, or whatever. Turner, the fact that he's done this in 57 games, like you said, Daren, he very well could end this year and just on an insane tear. So I definitely get that. I think it's splitting hairs. I'm still a home run guy, so Henderson does it for me a little bit more. I get Josh is a defense guy, so Witt is above him because of the defense. I get that. And then Mookie Betts, I think he's just so damn good. It's hard not to have him in the top 3.
He's such a good hitter. Like Aaron made a good point. He did say, he goes, he just started this year. I agree, but it's Mookie Betts. Like, how do I not have that type of hitter? I mean, how do we not have him in the top 5? That's criminal. That's like the Red Sox trading him to begin with, criminal. So, we're not going to do that to begin with it. Doug, real quick, though, before I move on to Josh, real quick, I want to get your thoughts on that Henderson Witt thing real quick. What do you? Is that a legit kind of rivalry moving forward?
I think baseball should frame it that way. I think they should definitely go all in on that. I mean, here's the thing. Tyler McGrick's a solid human being, and that's about as far as I can go with it. You know, he's a decent solid human being, and that's about all I have to say about it. But you know, I like the home runs. Other people like defense. We're split. You're 1-2. You can't go wrong with either guy. So
you're going preferences here.
I like the long ball still. I'm a meathead, so that's what I like.
Shout out to McGrick.
I don't blame you, man. I enjoy watching long ball, but I love the athleticism that some of these guys show on defense.
Give me
there's some insanity out there on defense.
Like the Jim Edmonds catch.
Well, that's one of the best catches ever.
And he's got multiple of them. He's got ones where he's taking away home runs that are just beautiful too. But I love that. I'm a sucker for that stuff.
I think I posted something. Jason LaRue, Rob the Reds player, Mr. LaRue. How do you do out there in Cincinnati? A few 2000. What was that? I reposted that, Doug, just for you on that one. Well, Logan, Henderson and Witt. Before we get to Edwards on the final part here of it, and then you have Turner's Ryan from BSing Sports commented, and he said there is no way Logan's biggest man crush on earth is Mr. Turner. He has stuffed animals of him. He said all of the good stuff. I mean, is he number one for you? Is that where you're at?
My number 5 was Mookie Betts.
Speak up, man.
We can't hear you.
Speak up.
Yell at us.
Yell at us. Talk at me like you're right. Nope, you're good. There he is with it. Nope. Still not there.
Oh, I was on mute for some reason.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
Hold on.
What a guy. What a guy.
Mr. Stone. Let's set it back up. Logan, what do you got there? Is Turner number one? You love him so much.
Why?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Good night, sir. Good night. We'll get it back later. Edward, save us. What do you got?
Okay, so like I said, I had Witt, Henderson, Turner, Betts, and Seager.
Okay, so
again,
question back to you: is the defense of Seager just that much better than Turner? Is that the difference right there?
I
think Turner's just a better all-around player.
But I thought you said you had Seager at 4 and Turner at 5, or did I hear you incorrectly?
No,
Sorry,
Turner at 3, Betts at 4. Seager
okay,
at 5.
my bad. I misheard you. I was looking at Darren's list. I was looking at Darren's list and trying to listen to you, and I was like, oh wait, how did he get to there? But I got you. Go ahead.
So no, that's just where I was at. And again, I think it's preference. I think Gunnar Henderson's a fantastic shortstop. He's gonna have a fantastic career. He's gonna be up in the best shortstop conversation every year for probably the next 10 seasons. Like I'm not against the dude. I was rooting for him. I was rooting for him to have a really good home run derby, and it just didn't work out for him. So heck, I was rooting for Bobby Witt Jr. too, to be honest with you. Those are the two guys I really wanted to see win. And I took Ramirez in our.
So did I.
Yeah. So we had the same pick there. So
talk about letdown.
Yeah, absolutely. I really thought he was going to do better, but no, it's just the way I prefer the position to be played. Mookie Betts is ridiculous. I was not even going to put him on the list, but I knew Daren would, and if I didn't, it would make our lists completely drastically different.
Had to put him on. Tyler says he'd have him number one if he's an option. He's number one if he's other for
Tyler's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He uses frying pans, I guess. That's how we go. Logan, are you there? Can
you hear me?
There he is.
Good God, man. Good. What do you got?
Okay, so my number 5 was Mookie Betts. I don't know why.
Mookie Betts, number 5?
Yeah.
He looked at all the stats. You know how analytical he is.
When you respond, I don't know why. I don't feel strongly about your pick. And I am sorry because I do support you most other times. But when you say it like that, I just don't know how I can back you up.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
you said I don't know why about Mookie Betts.
No, I think I said. Oh, I'm sorry.
Susie wants to know why.
I think I was talking about something else right then. I think I was talking about my audio. So here's why.
Okay.
I'm comparing him to all these other guys, and they just have better numbers than he did. And also, he got injured, and I feel like that goes into his on-base slugging, OPS, and everything. Like, I think at the end of the year, he could end up at 2. I do. I can't I cannot logistically put him above Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt, or some of the other guys. So my number 4,
Your lover.
my number 4 is Trey Turner.
Wow,
Trey
I'm
Turner is number
shocked.
4. And the reason why I put him at number 4 was because he only played 57 games this year.
Fair.
I don't think that was fair to. I think his numbers are juiced because of that. Number 3 was Carlos Correa for me.
Wow.
Yeah, 13 home runs, 47 RBIs, 377 on base percentage, 896 OPS, and a 151 OPS plus.
He was.
Yeah. And then my number 2 was Bobby Witt, and number 1 was Gunnar Henderson.
So you had Henderson. We had one. So not shortstop yet. Next year when he makes $900 million,
Yes.
he'll be there right there. That's a good. So Correa to me is the biggest curveball from all 3 of our lists. That's my guess. Is none of us had him in the top 5 at this point. I had him number 8. He made the All-Star team. Has been solid. It's been really more than solid.
Top 10.
You didn't have him in the top 10. Let's see. That to be. I don't know about that. Susie tuning in here from Houston. Hopes all well. They survived. I was out. I had actually some family in this week. I had some family in from Tennessee. Like I said, LA. But some of my kind of second cousins are in from from Austin. They went through I think it was a tornado out there too. So hopefully, I know she was off the internet for a while. So I know Susie was they were on with us a couple weeks ago. So I hope it's all well out there, Susie. Don't forget the defense, Logan. That is what Josh likes to hear. That is that should be your slogan next. Don't forget the defense. That podcast with Josh Edwards. That should be the pod. That should be the episode there. Seager winning the MVP last year in the World Series.
You're the only 10 I see.
You're only 10 I see. Does that work for you, McGurk? Is that how you think? Is that how you
getting
think?
slammed for this, man.
De La Cruz again. CP, my guy out there in New York. I'm sorry. Lindor, I tell you, he's my hardest player to judge in the MLB. I don't know what to tell you. Since he's joined your team, he's literally the guy that I look at this list and I'm like, he was the guy. And De La Cruz was tough too, but I feel like him being young enough, I had a reason I could put him a little higher. You know what I mean, Doug? So I feel like, like Lindor's been around a little bit more. It's like, where do I put that veteran in the midst of all these young guys? So, but De La Cruz is electric. And that part for me, I just can't underestimate. Like that part really matters to me, that he can steal second, steal third, tag up on a fly. Like I know Lindor can too, but it's a different type of electricity. So that's where I went. That's kind of my final thoughts.
Elly's got some better numbers overall too, so no big deal.
That's it. So any final thoughts on the shortstop top 10? I feel like this is a good list. I left off Tovar, Wynn, O'Neill, Cruz, and your boy Volpe from the Yankees. Those were the guys I had kind of next in that order there. Those are the guys I list. Anybody else we forgot to bring up on the top 10 here?
Can we give a little bit more love to CJ Abrams?
He's been awesome. I do.
I mean, like I said, I had him at number 10, and then as I kept on looking at the numbers, let's see, 89 games played, 95 hits, 15 home runs, 48 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, 343 on base percentage, 831 OPS, and a 137 OPS plus. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
And Pena can suck up.
Pena's been good, though, hits-wise. He's one of the top hits in the short side. I mean, think about who we left off. We didn't even mention at the beginning of the year, Bo Bichette was definitely top 10 to start the year. There was no way anybody was leaving him off top 10. I still feel like O'Neill Cruz has that potential, but he's really regressed in some areas. Yes, he does hit the ball out of the park hard, but that's about it at this point right now. He's not. Yeah. So I feel like he's regressed a little bit. What's that guy that got a lot of money out with the Cubs? Yeah, that guy, Mr. Swanson. Where have you been?
Oh, that guy really fell off.
Yeah,
that
he
is off hard.
Hey, Logan, hold on. Do you remember that conversation, Logan? Where you wanted him so bad, and I said he's going to sign with Chicago, he's going to get paid, and he's going to turn into junk. And you called me a moron for that.
I don't know if I called you a moron. I think I said
No, you called him a
Call me something
moron.
worse.
You
Not
called
me
him-
something
that's
worse.
what it was.
I think I said something worse. That's great.
Logan's like, I think I said it. That's a little nicer. Just like my guy CP likes to like Donovan Mitchell. Is he gonna sign? No, he got it finally with it. No, I think Pena. Yeah, I looked at him on the list, but I couldn't get him on the top 10 over like Adames leads all shortstop and RBIs too. I couldn't put him above that. He's right up there with a lot of the other categories. So
I think Susie could play a better shortstop than Pena. So
And the defense conversation comes all the way back around.
He is better than Volpe. I'll give you that. But
Oh.
I did think about Pena on that list, though, Susie. I did.
Well, Pena or not Pena, Volpe at the beginning of the year was awesome.
Yeah, you had him number 0. You had him above number 1. You thought
he
had him
so
on
good.
fire there. You had him on.
He was awesome.
He really was. He was awesome there to start the year. Yeah, Susie can cover that whole more than anybody else out there. She can get to the right there. She's got the arm strength to get it across the diamond out there as well. All right, let's keep it moving here. Shortstops as well. My elite opinion is admittedly better than me. All right, Susie, we'll give it to you, but you have a better podcast than Pena does. We know that out there, Susie. We know you got a better podcast out there than he does out there. So top 10 shortstops. Edwards, any final thoughts on that before we move on?
Solid list. That was fun.
I got an honorable mention that none of us talked about.
All right, what's that?
J.P. Crawford.
I couldn't. That was last
Better
year.
than well, I'm saying he's playing better than expected at least.
Isn't he hitting? He's hitting 209.
He fell off a little bit.
His defense is.
His defense.
You name me one defensive
The way you
stat.
said that was fantastic.
He could play every position.
One defensive stat, Josh. Tell me one defensive stat that he does.
I don't know. I have to go look it up.
Okay, so
he has
you're full of crap. You don't know what you're talking about, and you're full of crap, and I hate you.
Oh,
hate you.
that was harsh, man.
He has 150
I'm
pickups on the world.
Is this the best rivalry on the network right now?
It might be between. I think when it gets to
Stone Edwards.
It gets to Logan Edwards. It gets a little intense here.
I like it. I love it.
Hunter Franco, he just missed Logan's top 10. I heard that was what he did. He just missed the top 10 there.
I think I heard he went back to the little leagues. but
Well, that's not good for him. Standings check. If playoffs start today, I'll get into that just a second. How many wins at the NOS? Is there going to be a team that finishes? I mean, last year was pathetic in the NL wild card. Like, I mean, we're looking at the division right now, or the wild card right now. You have the Braves, the top of it. They're 11 over. The Cardinals, they're second, 4. The Mets are in third place. Diamondbacks are one game over 500. So are the Padres. But man, even your Pirates are game and a half. Your Reds 3. The Giants are 3. I just saw the Giants play against the Twins. They have no business being 3 games within a playoff spot. Like that's ridiculous. So like this NL wild card to me is going to be one of the more interesting. Like, can the Mets, can CP's Mets, can Aaron's Mets stay there? I don't know. Like,
God, I hope
the Cardinals, can they stay there? I don't know. And then your Reds are right there. Can they get some guys healthy? Like, what do you think, Doug, with that wild card race there?
I'm just, you look at the race. We're plus 38 in run differential, and somehow we're 3 games under 500. Looking up at everybody, it just bothers the hell out of me the way this is played out. But I think we have a shot. Health does matter. Consistency with hitting has been a major issue. Yeah. We definitely need some things to go our way to get into that third and final spot. Austin Slater might be one of the worst baseball players I've ever seen. That guy stinks. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun last 65 games. I'm excited.
So how confident are you in your Reds to make the playoffs? Are you feeling good about that?
We've got the 15th hardest schedule remaining from Tankathon had us at the 15th, right in the middle. So I do think we have a decent chance. It's just I don't trust the Reds. That's all.
I don't trust them.
Oh, Susie.
Austin Slater might make a difference. Tyler trying to be a good guy there and trying to make you feel good there at that trade.
Like I said, solid human being. That's about it.
That's about it with it. On that Reds note, real quick, if I go to standings check, I don't want to go because we kind of talked a little while a bit. Where does your fan base think about David Bell, and them? Is he like?
Well, you talked about hot seats earlier.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into it more, but I'm just saying.
Well, then,
do you guys though like? Are you guys kind of on like you're over him in a little bit?
Yeah, I think we've hit our ceiling with David Bell.
I got you. Okay, that's what I got with it. What team currently in the playoffs doesn't make it? So right now, if you look at the standings, you got the Guardians, the Orioles, the Mariners, Yankees, Twins, Red Sox in the AL. Those are your 6 teams that have made it. You also have the Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, Braves, Cardinals, Mets. Which one of those teams are you kind of like? No, they're not. There's no way they're not holding this spot. If you had to kind of take a stand there,
the obvious answer is the Mets. They stink.
Mets, CP.
I'm so sick of these New York people suck.
The Mets. What do you got there, Edwards? What do you think?
I'd agree with the Mets. I would say the Cardinals, the Red Sox, and the Twins.
Really? You don't think the Red Sox? Those are your boys.
They could fall out. I love what their pitching's done. I don't know if it's even when I talked about their pitching earlier in the year, I didn't know if it was sustainable for the whole season.
Man,
if it is, then yeah, cool. But I think the Royals make a trade at the deadline and get hot and go on a run and get in.
I was gonna say, who do you guys prefer, the Royals or the Red Sox? But yeah, I was thinking KC could overtake them also.
The Royals, they both have interesting pitching staffs. Like this year, they're both kind of interesting. Like if either one got in, I would actually be kind of fascinated by how they would do in the playoffs. The Mariners are going to be the popular pick, it seems. That's the one team. Susie, I know, would go with the Mariners on that one. Logan, you got Mariners too?
Yeah, I had Mariners just because there's no way that the Rangers and Astros let them off. And then the AL wild card, Yankees are going to come back, and that wild card is so just amazing right now, or not amazing, but just so stacked. I think the Mets, the only reason why they're going to stay in is because the rest of the NL just sucks.
That's fair.
It's interesting, the Mariners, though. I mean, I think they're the one that's kind of the easiest pick. I think the Cardinals, a lot of people there, but a lot of people have been kind of saying the Brewers might not hang on either. You know what I mean? And that's where the Cardinals could overtake them, and they don't make the playoffs as well. Do they have a fall off factor as well? I kind of have my eye on them as well.
For the Brewers.
And then the American League, this is going to be kind of maybe a crazy team, but is there a world where the Yankees get worse here in the second half, even more so? They were playing bad. Is they only going to get better at this point? Or they have the best player. Judge is like Scotty Scheffler. That leads every golf category there could ever be that exists. And Judge, it's like they show the All-Star game highest average, he leads this. And so but they weren't playing good, and then they end up losing that last game to the Orioles kind of in heartbreak. Do you see that being a dynamic finish, or is there any fall off from your lover boy, the Yankees there, Mr. Logan Stone?
I think the Yankees are just fine. No, seriously. No, any other year I probably would have said, yeah, you're right. The Yankees are falling off and this is over. However, I think they put so much into it this year that they can't afford for publicity's sake. And with how much they spent on Juan Soto, they have to go out into the trade deadline and get a whole bunch of players, probably an ungodly amount of players. And they got to go all in no matter what, because if they don't go all in, then they're screwed. I mean, you could even say that they need to trade Jason Dominguez. I mean, there is a world where they may need to do that.
Well, Cashman's been around, I feel like, forever. So, Edwards, I'm not sure. What do you think there?
Yeah, I think
they've already come out and
on Logan's point.
They already said they're not going to come out and blow up the budget. They said it's not sustainable. They're not going to do it. That's part of the reason they're in the Yankees.
What's money?
They just came out and said that earlier in the season. So, I mean, they're going to have to give something up to get something they feel is worth more. And then be able to keep it where they want to spend money, or it's a rental, that falls off before the start of next season because they got to still clear. They haven't spent the money on Soto yet.
No, and we'll see.
Let's be honest.
$30 million.
Well, Stan's got.
I'm talking about the contract that's coming.
Yeah, but they're still spending money on him.
Okay. But doesn't it? It's got to be a rental because they need the money this offseason to work his contract. Is what I'm getting at, Logan.
I'd be curious, Logan. Do you know when Stanton comes off the books? Because I feel like when he comes off the books, that will make a big difference for them as well.
I want to say, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah,
I think he has 2 more years left.
So, maybe they kind of play that out where he has 1 more year last year. Cashman's been around, I feel like, since I've been born. I feel like he's been around forever. He's been there with ever. Like, what do you make, Doug, of a bold prediction if you have a second half? If you have a second half bold prediction, like, is there one that maybe kind of stands out to you? I mean, if I was going to go out on a limb, I kind of talked to you. I think the Rangers right now, 46-50. I'm going to say they make the wild card.
Oh,
that's
wow.
my bold. That's my bold prediction. If I had to go one,
Rangers.
Yeah,
7.5 out. Ugh.
I mean, I didn't think last year. I mean, that would be my. I'm going bold. That's what I'm going.
That's
with,
fair.
right?
That's
So
fair.
I'm not going baby prediction. We'll go bold here. That would be my bold prediction. Where I'm going to pick somebody. I mean, we're going Reds to win the World Series. We winning the World Series. Is that what we got? We got the Reds here. The bold prediction.
It's not the
You
big red.
have to remember that the Mariners
No,
are not
it's
going to
definitely-
go out at the deadline and get anyone.
So you think the Astros then win that division? Is that your bold prediction, or is that even bold?
That's not bold.
No.
I don't know. I still don't see the Astros winning that division.
So who do you think wins the division then?
I think the Rangers do.
You really think the Rangers are going
That's
to come
even
out and win the
bolder
division?
than I have
That's
right
a bold prediction.
there you
I
go.
think
That's
the
even bolder than
Rangers-
I got.
I think the Rangers are going to have so many players coming off the book. I mean, off the injured list. That's not bold. That's smart. Okay. Well, anyways, back to the Stan thing. He has a club option in 2028, but the Marlins are paying most of his contract. And
So
so
the Yankees got a rare deal. Is that what you're saying? They actually didn't
yeah,
have to pay
they pay for like
It's-
$10 million or something. They're
He's
paying for 22 of his $32 million contract.
He's the type of contract that scared off a lot of people. Those are like the type of contracts that have scared a lot of people off. Doug, you got a bold prediction yet there for me? You got one?
I don't know. I don't
Come on. What do you got? A's
have
win the
anything.
World
I don't
Series?
have anything.
They win their last World Series in Oakland. My gosh, is that what you got? You got it for me? That's it.
My bold prediction is the Central gets 3 teams in the playoff. The NL Central gets 3 teams in the playoff.
Dang.
Whoa,
That is a bold prediction. I like that one.
that's
I like
super
that one.
bold.
So-
Timestamp that one and put that on the internet.
I like that one. That is
Cardinals
a
and
good one right
Cubs?
there. I mean,
Yeah, who are the 3
Pirates.
teams? You got to finish that up.
I don't. I would say if I had to do it right now, I would say Milwaukee, Cardinals, Reds.
not the Pirates.
To me, I think the Pirates are better than the Reds, but I'm going to be a little bit biased in my boldness.
Livy
thought
couldn't get
Josh
Livy
was the
done
highest
couldn't
one.
get the job done, Mr. Edwards.
Skeens is so damn good. He's unbelievable. Watching that guy pitch is just
He's-
different.
He's
It's so
ridiculous.
different.
Bold
Busch
prediction
Stadium
there.
gave him a standing
Edwards, does
ovation.
Paul Skeens win the NL Cy Young? Is that your bold prediction?
That's not bold, man.
That's not bold. He's he's got to be the favorite, right?
No. Favorite?
How's he not?
Hold on.
With that many innings pitched, that would be, I don't know. He'd have to build
I
it
was
up.
looking
I mean,
at this earlier.
Does that really?
Is he
Does
better
that really matter if you're that dominant?
I don't know. You're right. There is a relief pitching, where you could say, well, like many relief pitchers have won it at this thing too. Like
I mean,
Is
what
he-
Sale's got
All right.
13 wins.
Sale or Wheeler is probably the guy that would get it over him, right? Those would be the two guys.
Sales is actually the favorite.
Ronaldo Lopez.
Sale's probably the favorite. That's probably fair.
Lopez, Blanco. Oh, wait, not Blanco. I'm sorry.
Hey, if these guys maybe let him and throw a no hitter once in a while, I would
I
think
mean,
that you might be even more right.
You know, Andrew Abbott's in the mix for Cy Young for sure.
Lindolo's got to be in there, right, as well. He's
You
gotta
know, Hunter Green's solid.
be- loser of that All-Star game. Hopefully, it doesn't affect his psychology.
Sonny
You don't want that
Gray.
down.
I
Sonny
hope it
Gray's
does.
going to win this
He,
Cy Young.
he threw that. That was the most Hunter Green pitch I've ever seen. Right down the tubes. 96. No big
On
deal.
a tee.
Gone. Just it's like, dude, what are you doing out here?
He's
You know,
just
like,
throwing
dude,
gas.
Yeah, I mean, he's out throwing the fastball. I get it. It's just like,
That's what people want to see, man.
I had a Tigers fan over. He's like, "Yes, I love Green." He's like,
okay,
"Yes, I
so
thought that was
okay,
rightly."
Skeens is not the favorite, but if Skeens won the Cy Young, people aren't gonna like. It's not
No.
gonna be crazy.
That would he be?
No,
the
I'm
most
sorry.
surprising
He's the
Cy
dead on
Young?
favorite for rookie of the year, not Cy Young.
Rookie of the year, that's fair.
That would have to
Oh,
be the
he's
most
minus
outrageous
1,000.
Cy Young Award winner in our lifetime. If
Is
Scheme wins it,
Skeens
like in terms of
eligible for
where he
Rookie of the
came
Year?
from, like
I mean, he's 6-0. He's got a 1.9 ERA. I don't know. It's
Rookie of the Year, Cy Young. I mean, was this Tim Duncan out here in the NBA? What are we doing out here winning like everything on the first year?
is Mitch
Cy
is
Young
Mitch
Scooble's the favorite. In the
is Mitch Keller David Robinson? Like,
right? We can get that down.
I love that duo. That's a fantastic duo.
Sale
Logan-
Wheeler and Skeens is plus 500 on Cy Young.
I mean, that's
So-
not crazy.
So Edwards, would that be your bold prediction? You got another one for me?
Oh,
Sonny Gray?
I don't have anything fun. No,
Sonny Gray
Gray's
wins
not-
Cy Young. Is
Sonny-
that what you got for me? Sonny Gray wins Cy Young.
Sonny Gray?
Edwards or Stone, you got one for me as well. You got one there on the bank. Mason Willer wins AL Cy Young Award winner. Throws 107 miles per hour next in the second half. Is that what we
I
got?
don't like Mason Miller. I think he's going to have a fall off.
Well, that's why the A's are there's a lot of trade talk around this guy right now.
That guy does that guy throw too hard? Is that possible?
There might be a part where he throws.
Like he
That was
might
Jordan-
throw
Jordan
too
Hicks'
hard.
problem.
Like, if I think the Cardinals need pitching badly, I would not. They could not pay me to get Mason Miller. I think I would not want Mason Miller. I don't know why. I just don't like him.
I'd love to have him until his arm goes out.
Yes, when you throw that hard and that electric, yeah, I would. I mean, there was a pitch. If you watch that, your boy, Mr. Turner. I mean, he barely misses 103 at his hands. I was like, "There's no way he's even going to stand in the box today." And he like strikes out the next pitch. I was like, I don't blame him. After a pitch like that, I wouldn't even want to be even near anything like that. All right, hey, before we move on to baseball bonanza and some fun questions here, real quick, I just want to go over the All-Star game. We spent little time on some extra stuff, but that's fine as well. Daren wins MVP. I said it a couple weeks ago. I think it was with Susie and on the show. Was he's my new favorite player? Like him, he kind of reminds me of Corbin Carroll last year a little bit, coming like that kind of energy, that left-handed batter, just that kind of speed, kind of dynamic. He ends up winning there as well. What are some things though you guys would like to see changed about the event? I mean, I wrote down just a quick little note, too many replacements. I just feel like guys are pulling out way too easy. Like, the ham bone, like, I don't know. There's just like that part bothers me a little bit. I understand if you're hurt, but I feel like they pull out a little easy there with it. And then, I mean, I know finally Manfred even acknowledged it last week was the uniforms. It's like, good God, man, what are we doing? Like, we just gonna put people in trash bags? Like, you don't do that. You actually put them in something that looks good so they can actually know what team your favorite player identifies with. Like, that's the whole point. Like, when I would watch the game, it's like, oh, that guy sucks. Our team sucks, but that guy's on the A's. I can root for him for this game. Like,
Yeah,
that would be my biggest change with it. That I feel like it's a simple change, but I feel like that's one that's needed. We can get some more details as well as you guys bring them up. Edwards, you got any changes that need to be made there?
No, mine was the players need to play at least 3 innings.
God,
Like something like that. I mean, there's way
they
too many
played
guys
a little
in the
bit more. They
All-Star
played
game.
5 innings this year. Most of the core guys.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I just feel like there's too many position changes. Like the All-Star team shouldn't be that big.
no, yeah, it can't just be a revolving door. Like the fourth guy can't be an all-star. Like it just shouldn't. That's just not how it should be. It should be definitely
like in
be
the
more
90s,
exclusive.
they played the whole game.
It meant something.
Yeah.
Well, like to them, not like, you know what I mean.
No, I agree with you. It was they were there to do a service to the fans. They were there to celebrate the game and recognize the game, and they needed to put on the best show they could. Now it's just it's an award ceremony, and I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's not worth watching.
I listened to it. I didn't watch it.
It's the same as basketball, Daren. The basketball suck. I mean, it's just not. It's not
Baseball at least is still a real game. Basketball, yeah,
is it though a real game? I mean, is it?
Those dudes are not running hard. They're not laying out. It's not a real game.
My point is, at least you have a pitcher hitting, and the batter doesn't want to just stand there and do nothing. Like in basketball, where there's going to let dunks happen. That was my only point.
I mean, it appeared to me that they let Ohtani hit that home run. It appeared to me.
Cal
He threw that belt high. Right.
Boy. Is
He
this
put
the
that
San Jose
belt high.
part? Cal Ripken controversy.
He put that belt high.
right over the middle for him, just like, hey,
He really did.
We're gonna put it on
It
a
was-
team for you, buddy. Nothing more to it. Is that what
It was there.
Duran?
You think Ohtani's guy bet him to have a home run in the All-Star game?
Probably.
I would have.
that would be funny?
Ohtani bet on himself to hit the home run
What a little buddy
through his guy.
How dare you?
This guy.
Did you guys like any? Edwards, obviously, you're not the guy to ask, but anybody like anything about the event a little bit with it? Like anything that went down where you're like,
the national anthem for the All-Star game was great.
Electric.
How about the Derby? Did you like that one? The Derby?
Horrendous. Like, who gets drunk for national TV to go sing the national anthem?
Somebody's going to rehab the next day.
That
was rough.
Yeah,
that was rough right there. Do you guys think the Derby sucks? By the way,
no, not sucks.
I just don't like the format anymore.
It's just not the same. No. It used to be really fun.
Yeah, 10 outs. You hit a ball over the fence and 10 outs. Like that's the
that and less steroids really changed the Derby.
Yeah,
I liked when the juice heads were in there.
Yeah,
but that's just me. I like home runs. They still hit a lot of home runs, but 10 outs made it feel like I got to use these. These have to have like it made it feel. It just made it feel different. I miss 10 outs.
And everybody be like, "Well, that's not fair."
How? Everybody gets 10 outs.
Hamilton hit 50 home runs in the first round. Well, you could do what they did in the 90s and stop if you want. Like you don't have to like keep going. Yeah. But who cares?
I got 30. Nobody else is going to hit 30.
Show. Nobody cares if like. Does anybody remember Justin Morneau winning that home run? No. All they remember is Hamilton going off in New York. That's all they remember. For God's sakes, he might as well be the winner. That's my whole point with the Derby.
I think really, I think he was the winner, though. You know,
he was.
To everybody else, he was the winner.
That's the point. Is like let them just have their time and hit the crap out of the ball as far as they can. Don't make them have to hit like an aerobic workout. I mean, my goodness, like what are we doing here? I mean, their obese must be out of the mind.
Joshy Poo's gonna hate me, but like, it's not great whenever the home run derby, like some of the best players are Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt Jr. Right? Like,
I agree with you.
Even my boy Teoscar Hernandez shouldn't have been in there. I don't think.
Wait, you don't think Henderson's one of the best home run hitters?
He should be in there.
Okay, maybe not him, but my point is just like these.
Alec Baum should not be in the home run derby with 11 home runs.
No, I think they got to get Judge, Otani, like some of the. It's got to be star power also.
But how do you have that incentive? That's
$1 million. $1.5 million.
The contracts are so big they don't need $1 million. It's nothing.
That's fair.
No,
okay, sorry, $6 million.
Yeah,
it needs to be something bigger and better. It needs to be something they can't.
Cybertruck. I don't know. There's got to be something fun though.
No, it's got to come from the players. Like that. Yeah. I was rewatching the '94 home run derby, and like you hear and like it's the same. It's not the same, but there's similar talk. Like Griffey didn't want to do it, but the fans voted him most in, so he felt like he owed it to him. Like I'm not saying like these guys loved to do it back then either, but it was like it kind of did mean a little bit more to them, like just at least to honor the fans and that stuff. So to me, the derby would be good, Josh, to me for them to go back, maybe not to the old style, but something more there instead of this like aerobic workout. Brandon seemed to like it. Maybe I'm not new school enough to where I like it.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine if we get Judge, Otani, Ramirez, Soto, some of these other Bryce Harper? You don't
want them doing an aerobic workout. You want them taking their time.
10 outs, and these guys, Pete Alonso, 10 outs, throw these guys out there and let them hit bombs and just.
That's all.
Yep. It should just be the biggest names, the best home run hitters.
Yep.
I appreciate everybody else showing us that they can knock it out of the park too, but your name value doesn't equate the same.
I think the players should. I think we should get to vote in players, but I think if a player wants to do it, like he wants to put himself out there and he doesn't get selected, I think he should be in. Like they should do okay, so when it's 8 guys, right? They need to do it in. Fine. Here's a scenario. First round, it's 16 guys. Let's say 16 guys want to do it. First round, you get 5 outs. Boom. And that's more of the aerobic style. And then once you get down to the semifinals, now we go up to 10 outs. And hit as many as you can. And then the final is 10 outs with a bonus round for every home run over 425 feet.
Yeah, that's
or whatever it is.
See, I would take it a step further, though. I would almost give the highest rated like home run hitters first seed, second seed, third seed. And then if you got guys that want to compete, they compete to go into the the big dogs.
I'm good with that. I'd be perfectly good with that. At least guys they're at large. They're at the bottom of the ranking. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
But that seems like it could be a long night, but
Who cares? It's a night of enjoyment. It's festivities. We've already ruined the game by taking the game down to 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like if you get up from your seat and go to get a beer, by the time you get back, you've missed 2 innings of baseball.
That's fair.
Like this is my problem with going to a game now because it's an hour plus for me to drive there. Plus I got to pay for parking. For me, it's a day I'm going to go spend with my family or with my friends, or we're going to do the ballpark. We're not just going to the ball game. It's the ballpark was always more than just the game to me. We always got there 2 hours early for the gates. Exactly, it's experience.
They care about the TV audience, Mr. Edwards. That's what they care about, the TV audience. That's what they're put into with those things. Right? That's what it is.
I enjoyed baseball.
Logan, your final thoughts on the Derby there?
The Derby, I mean, yeah, there needs to be more incentives to have the bigger guys do it. No one cares to watch Bobby Witt. No one cares to see Teoscar Hernandez. No one cares to see these guys. The four of us and the people who watch baseball, I mean, we would love to see – I mean, we like seeing Gunnar Henderson there. I like seeing Teoscar Hernandez there. But it doesn't draw a big crowd like some of these other guys. And the thing is that these guys – they're afraid to go into the home run derby because it screws up with their swing. And so there needs to
You think as good as these guys are, it should really mess them up that much, though? As good as these guys are? I'm actually asking Logan. Do you think it really should mess them up, though? Like, no, these really guys are so damn good.
Yeah, I gotta figure out why, because I mean it's basically batting practice.
Well, that used to be an excuse for other guys. I remember them using that excuse, and I always thought, You're already a great home run hitter. What do you mean? How is that going to change by you taking BP pretty much?
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, you're just trying to hit it. You're just trying to hit it more deeper. I always thought that excuse just felt weird because if you're that good of a home run hitter and you're just really taking BP swings, I get you. I've heard that excuse too. I just don't. I hate it. Because
I don't like it at all.
Aaron Judge. You're telling me Aaron Judge couldn't take BP and it just be a phenomenon, like watching that guy just hit the ball out? That's all it is. It's just more cameras.
I'm going Saturday, Jose Canseco bobblehead, Oakland A's. That's the guy.
Yeah, that's going to be
that's a home run derby champion.
That's going to be a big night.
That's a home run derby
old timers home run derby.
That's a home run derby champion if we've ever seen one.
When's the BSN home run derby? Where are we meeting? Kansas? Where are we meeting? Oklahoma?
Man.
I'm going to start warming up the arms right now.
Yeah,
10 outs. 10 outs. Let's get it going.
BP. Is Jordan throwing BP?
No, I'll throw. You guys can hit because I can't hit to save my life.
Edwards got it. Edwards a defender.
How's your defense?
He's
better than my offense.
Hey,
I'm judging your range.
Baseball,
man, I got the second on my knees. I was a good catcher, so I mean it didn't matter.
Yeah,
I was very Yadier Molina-esque.
How was your pop time?
Catch it and lean the throw. I didn't need it. I had a kid.
Logan, Yadier-esque. My goodness, the confidence, the love, the passion.
That's why he loves Yachty so much.
The Bonanza. As we move on here with it, real quick, we're getting the hour here.
He learned everything from me.
We'll keep it moving here. The manager's on the hot seat. Not a big debate, but just I wrote down a few here with it. There's some others I know that could be on the list. Is there anybody else I didn't leave your boy David Bell off.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Well, how is Marmol on the list though? Like, is this if they're in the playoffs? How is he on the hot seat? Is it if they fall off?
I don't think Cardinals fans
are stupid.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we like him or not. He's the GM's puppet. And as long as the GM is there, Ollie Marmol will be there.
Then he's not on the hot seat, then, right?
Right. I feel like he is still.
But
I mean, you can feel like that, but that ain't how it's going here.
I read a few articles as well that say that if the Cardinals fall off and they don't make it,
so they would have to really fall off.
Well, if they don't make the playoffs, why would Cardinals Nation's going to be? If you're Reds,
they finish under
over those Cardinals, Doug, they're not going to be very happy with Mr. Marmol. You get my point.
I guess that's fair. At this point in the season, I feel like he's in a good spot. They're right in the mix. They're in that wild card spot. To me, it feels like a hot seat's like a team that's underperforming. I feel like the Cardinals, if anything, are doing well. Maybe not great, but they're doing well.
That get the number one seed and still get fired. So I mean, I just feel like there's a chance where I feel like he's on that brink of elimination.
Every Cardinals manager not named Tony La Russa is going to be on the hot seat for the fans because the fans are dumb and don't know what they want. So it's whatever.
Can you elaborate on the dumb part of the St. Louis crowd? Can you elaborate further?
Man. Oh, trust me, I can. I have.
I've got time.
Yeah. They're dumb.
So you don't think he's on the hot seat, Logan?
No, he's not on the hot seat. Oh my gosh!
With
No,
the
should
fans,
he
he's
be?
on the hot seat, not with the
Yeah,
ownership.
with the
or front
fans, he's
office.
on the hot seat because he did something that they didn't like, and he's a yes man. Oh, even though they can't prove that there's anything that he said yes to, that like, here's the team that I was given. I guess I got to work with it. Like, of course he would have wanted Juan Soto. Of course he wanted Trey Turner. Of course he wanted all these other guys, but he didn't get these guys. He gets the crap players. So
it sounds like he's on the hot seat. The Blue Jays guys got to be on the hot seat for you
Blue
guys.
Jay, I mean, like, I don't think Bud Black or Scott Service or Mark Kotze are on the hot seats. Why would they?
Well,
I
Mark
mean,
Kotze to me
I'd
is
say
an
it might
ace.
be just because they're moving.
That's what I was
They might just look at a whole new
Okay.
start.
I mean,
I would start fresh personally if I'm moving and I'm not good anyway. I would start fresh.
That's
That's
kind of
fair
what I'm thinking.
but to me, Bud Black and Scott Service, I mean,
Bud Black's been awful with the Rockies. I mean,
yeah, but what? I mean,
The Rockies are
Rockies
awful.
themselves, what is hiring a new manager going to be?
I mean, you know how this works. He's a nice guy. I mean, I don't know. This is like, this is what I mean. The Rockies are not good. They're a terrible team.
I mean, but I mean, it's not like it's the front office actually tried and then they're like, oh my gosh, it's just a crap product. It's like, no, I mean, it's not anything Bud Black can do. I don't think. I mean, Scott Service, I think
he's the only playoff manager I had on the list outside of the Cardinals, but he's a division leader too, so that's a little bit of a bigger deal if he got fired.
I have had epiphany though.
Oh,
I think a certain Marlins manager is about to be a Reds manager, though.
that would make me so mad. That would make me so mad.
Schumacher to the Reds?
I think he would work perfectly with Elly, Cruz, and Spencer Steer and all those guys. Oh my gosh, I love that already. He's already. I mean, he played for the Reds for 2 years too. So
a lot of people.
But you don't think David Bell's getting fired, right, Doug?
No, him and Nick Kroll are tied at the hip, unfortunately. If they could both go, that would be the best situation.
What's the chance of the GM going then?
12%?
No, so it's not a high.
It's not. It's not. I don't. It just feels like he's cemented himself in the front office. He's not great, and David Bell's not great either. Again, we've hit our ceiling. We are just about average with David Bell. Just about average.
How many random all-stars can you name from your favorite team? So you're the Reds. So like what I mean by this is there's like
random.
Well, there is a lot of guys. Like everybody has to make it from your team, and sometimes you're like, wow, this is not the best player. Like, does anybody remember a Justin Duchesne for my Oakland Athletics as a closer? I don't think anybody remembers that name quite as often there. So there's some random guys. Ben Grieve, can I give you an outfielder there that made the All-Star team? Can I give you that? Like, I don't know. Like, can I give you a Ramon Hernandez at catcher, Logan, that made the All-Star team? Like, there's sometimes, and Doug, you've had some bad teams there.
Had some bad teams.
So I can think of one in my head right now. He's not a good player, but Edward. Anybody's got you. Doug, go ahead.
I can't think of anybody.
I mean, do you guys remember Adam Duvall by any chance?
Heck yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like,
Dude
he was random as hell. I mean, sure, but he wasn't like. I mean, he was fine. Trying to think another random one. We had Arthur Rhodes. He was solid for the Reds, but kind of felt random at the time. Felipe Lopez back in the early thousands. He was a solid infielder, good defensive infielder, Edwards, but he made an all-star team. I mean, some of those guys are just like, why were you at the all-star game?
The Cardinals is the biggest one to me is Kent Bottenfield. Like I remember 1990, I was like, this guy made the all-star team, and then he like got a huge contract, went to the Angels. Kent Bottenfield, back with Mark McGwire, he made the all-star team. That's the guy I can think of from a Cardinals standpoint. He was a good player. Danny Graves made it a few times for your boys out there.
Danny Graves, great closer.
He was out there.
Great closer.
The one random guy that I see on here is, where was he?
Royce Clayton.
Edward Mojica.
Edward Mojica.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah.
Good name.
And so, I mean,
a Derek Lilliquist. He
yeah.
was a coach.
Lilla who?
Lilliquist? Lilliquist. Lilliquist?
Tom Henke. And what is it, 95?
I was watching the 1999 All-Star game the other day for the Reds. Scott Williamson starting at first for the Reds there. Mr. Williamson was out there for the Reds, kind of a random guy as well. And a lot of people forget Ron Gant played for the Reds. He also made the All-Star team for the Reds as well.
He was a Cardinal, though. He's
remembered for my age. I always like to throw Justin Duchesne out there. I'm like, nobody knows who this guy was. I think he was a 2-time All-Star for the A's as well. He was a closer for them. It's usually the closer position that's the most random, because you just never know back then. So I thought that was kind of a fun question looking back at, like, because you go through that and you're like, who in the world is that guy on that team? Like, you have no idea. Like, you're like, that guy made the team. Like, it's kind of funny to go back looking at who some of the guys that made the team. Who's the best pitchers you guys had the pleasure to watch that never won a Cy Young? You feel like
best pitchers that never win a Cy Young.
So, like, you've had a chance to watch them, but they've never. Mr. Cueto, is he one of them? Is there a guy on the list?
I mean, Curt Schilling's easy. Yeah, I mean, Johnny Cueto was really, really good.
He was a beast back in the day.
That guy. I mean, yeah, that feels like a solid answer. I mean, Johnny Cueto.
Adam Wainwright.
Ooh, good answer. That guy used to destroy the Reds.
Cole Hamels.
About live, seeing them live, or just on TV?
No, just on your favorite team that you saw, where you're like, man, that guy was good.
The guy I saw live was Tim Lincecum, and he won a couple.
He's not on your favorite team either.
He did pretty well for himself.
Anybody on the Cardinals though that kind of stood out to you that like
Chris Carpenter? He was so
Carpenter
good.
won a Cy Young.
He won it. No,
yeah, he did win a Cy Young.
No, he never won it. No.
Yeah.
So that would count on there.
No, he came close.
In
2009. In 2010, he and Wainwright were both snubbed by.
No, he won it. He won it in 2005, Logan.
I was gonna say I could have swore Carpenter.
Yeah, he won in 05.
He beat out Dontrell Willis.
Now that was a robbery,
dude.
He beat. He won. He had 132 votes.
The D train.
Dontrell's 112. That was out from Oakland, California. Also,
the D train. Good time,
dude. He was a beast.
That's a good call there.
Michael Wacha, if we're doing Cardinals in 2013, probably should have.
Who won it instead?
What year?
13.
2013. Michael Wacha, he's kind of actually bounced back a little bit this year. I'm looking at it right now. 2013, he ended up getting second and number one on that list. It was Kershaw number one. Wainwright got number two in 2013. And then Jose Fernandez.
Not that he should have beaten Kershaw, because that wasn't Kershaw's MVP year, was it?
No, that wasn't.
That was 14, wasn't it?
Yep. So he
was MVP that year. Goldschmidt got number 2. Yadier was 3. Matt Carpenter 4.
I mean, like Michael Wacha, I just remember him being so dominant. Like he was almost Paul Skeens of that time.
Well, it was supposed to go. Chris Carpenter was the ace. Waino turned into the ace, and Wacha was supposed to be the next ace.
Yeah.
So
I got hurt.
You're about to do something.
I'm about to turn 40 next month, so I can't wait to use the video of Mike Gundy saying, "I'm a man. I'm 40." So I can't wait. That's gonna be my favorite part. And that I'm finally a man. I'm 40 years old, so I'm a little bit older. You guys, for me, I kind of did it for me. A's wise, it's Tim Zito won the Cy Young, so it's Mulder, Hudson. For me, those are the two guys that stand out.
Mulder,
that I saw that Mulder started an All-Star game, but he didn't win a Cy Young as well.
You had some really good staffs back then, like in the early 2000s. That was Ignorihauser as the closer. All that.
Yep, Ignorihausen was there as well. So those two
Barry
guys.
Zito,
the Cardinal.
Andy Pettit was always a good pitcher to me. Like for me, when I faced it, like when the A's faced him, I was like, "This is that damn cutter inside," or like this. Like he was always a good pitcher to me that didn't win a Cy Young.
I always felt like he was the best number 2 in the league. I always felt like he was,
especially in the playoffs.
Like Clemens as your 1, and then having to go with Pettit the next night. Like I always felt like that was just so unfair when they had those two guys going together.
Especially with that pickoff.
Yeah, that pickoff was like literally guess. I had Bumgarner on there too. I feel like Bumgarner gets a little underrated too along the way here. He was fantastic. That didn't win a Cy Young.
2 good years, and then that was it.
No, he had more than 2.
Winning Cy Young only takes 1 great year.
He had more, and then I had my Josh Beckett. To me, my kind of early 2000s, he was always a good
Think
pitcher.
about him.
You forget.
Yeah, he never won one. He was legit, won World Series MVP, but never won a Cy Young. And then as a closer locally here, he has over 325 saves. He was kind of a legit guy. His name was Rob Nen. He closed for the Marlins as well. Probably one of the best pitchers I've ever seen. That's not didn't win it because Kanye wins them once in a while. Eckersley will win the Cy Young. Like closers win it. That was one guy where I was like, good God, that guy's got good stuff there as a closer to not win it. So yeah, those were the guys I had on there as well. Some Cy Young guys that I saw that were legit and they didn't win it.
Question for you guys. Obviously, you guys is Pedro and Randy Johnson the best AL NL winner like duo that you guys can remember, or would you go Clemens Pedro? Like who's the best duo?
Maddox got to be in that.
No, but I'm saying like, are those the best two in 1 year? Having Pedro and Randy Johnson win in 1 year, is that the best two to win it in the same year? Because I mean, I'm looking through the list now. Johnson and Maddox won it 1 year together,
especially 1999. Yeah, that's a tough.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm just going through this list. I was like, holy hell, those guys went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Now there were some good winners there with
damn good pitchers.
One that was kind of underrated during the time, I always enjoyed the year just because of how good they were. It's 2007. I think a lot of people forget about Sabathia winning when he got traded from that he was unreal that year, and that year he won it. 2007, he goes to Milwaukee, he even lights it up even more. And then everybody forgets about Mr. Jake Peavy, but he had a year with the Padres that was one that you put it up there with a lot in the last 20 years.
Did Burley ever win?
Burley never won one.
Didn't CC and Cliff Lee go back to back for Cleveland?
Yep, they did.
Cleveland's had some of the most random, fantastic players
within there too.
You'll ever just crazy.
Yeah, who's never won one? I had to double check. Mariano Rivera.
Nope, he never won one as well.
Wow.
It's just kind of weird.
Is R.A. Dickey the worst pitcher to win a Cy Young?
R.A. Dickey might be the only knuckleballer to win.
He did dominate in 2012.
He did that year.
He did. But is he the worst
had that
pitcher?
knuckleball work. Yeah, I mean,
he probably the worst.
No, there was someone else who was just horrible. They got a contract from it.
It's funny looking at that list though when you go through that list because you're like, how did Ching-Ming Wong from the Yankees finish second one? You're like I remember me and Tyler made a rule in MLB the show that we're like, you're not allowed to use that guy because his windup was too long and the game would last too long. So we're like, you cannot use him. You gotta have the number 2 pitcher on the Yankees if you were gonna use him. So I thought that was kind of a good little bonanza list there with it as well. As we get to Diamond Notes, we're in the 7th inning here with the show. Dodgers, Orioles, both I and my boy Scoob Brandon, if you're still listening out there to later. I think Scooble to me, that would be you better get Soto type package back for him right now. Like he's really good. Why do you do it? Traded him unless you get something massive back. Dodgers, Orioles there. I have MLB players in the Olympics. Good for the game. Robot umps in the spring. Manfred says will probably be a thing.
Wow.
Harper suggests raising salary for really good umps as a promotion for those, and they should do the game more. Doug Stevens, you're new to the show. I'll give you a little shot here at Diamond Notes. Which one kind of stands out to you a little bit there?
I think a good umpire means a lot to the game. So I think Harper and potentially raising the salaries of those guys is important because when you watch a game with a bad umpire, it just drains you. It sucks sitting there watching balls and strikes get called.
On balls and strikes so far, they said not 6,000, 1,600 missed calls on strikes this year so far.
Yeah, no, it's an insane number. So I think a good umpire is important to the game. So I that definitely something I'm interested in.
Mr. Edwards, is it just me or do you umpire once in a while? I'm sure that one sits well with
Season's over now. No, yeah, I did this year.
Yeah, but that's got to sit well with you. Is any of those sit with you? I know you hate robot umps, but is there anything else there?
Okay, so you got to do something, and I'm perfectly fine. Sorry, with grading the umpires, and they get paid on a grading scale. I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I don't want robot umps at all, like in any way, shape, or form. So I've come to the compromise I'm willing to make as a fan is I will deal with the challenge system that I have seen in place, but I want the umpires calling the games.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
agree with you.
I do not
kind
want
of
robot umps. If they bring that in, I can guarantee you my time on the show after that will be short.
I kind of lean to it in the sense of like I've seen plays where like the umpire, like the guy sets up inside, right, and the ball. I feel like the catcher will miss. The guy completely misses away, but it hits the target. It's like that shouldn't be a strike to end the game. Like there's certain things where I kind of agree. Like just because it kind of hits that little target, it shouldn't be a strike. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel with it. So I do agree with you. Logan, any thoughts on that? I'm curious, Logan, what do you think about the Olympics? Do you think that's a good idea if they join the Olympics there?
I don't care about the Olympics.
You really don't think it's a big deal? That wouldn't grow the game at all?
Why is it a big deal for you?
We have the WBC.
I'm just asking, would it
Maybe
grow the
Olympics.
game? Would it make a bigger difference if in the middle of the summer you have all the countries focus on these teams? No, not big enough.
I mean,
Because of the
think
WBC,
WBC does it better. I would rather them. I would hate for someone to get injured during the Olympics, and I know that sounds kind of hypocritical. Whenever I said, "Oh, you need to get over the WBC thing," but like in the middle of a season, you're adding another 20, 30 games. Maybe not that much.
No, it's much less than that, but yeah.
You're still adding a bunch of games, and on top of an already 162 game schedule, and then you're also adding another 20, 25 games to the playoff format. I mean, that's going to wear out your players. And I would rather, like my Cardinal players, focus on losing in October than losing in the summer. So, I mean, like,
I agree.
Well said.
Doug doesn't even
I
know
have
me.
a
He's like,
suggestion, though.
man, this is the worst Cardinal fan ever.
No, I
Everybody's said about you. We all know that.
I love it. I love it.
But
Nobody mentioned Scooble though. Like that to me, that's the biggest fish. Dodgers or like the Orioles. If you get Scooble, bang, that is what you need.
That takes care of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Would you trade Holiday for him?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Sorry, no.
How many years of control does Scooble have on his contract still?
6 probably. 5,
Okay.
maybe?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
wait, hold on. It can't be that much. Hold on. Scooble.
If he still has 6 years, then yes.
You would trade Holiday
5 for that. Yes, because there's another holiday coming.
He is
I'm loaded.
He is a free agent in 2026.
So he's got 2 years.
mind.
No,
Yeah.
That's not a lot. It's not a lot. I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would.
Never mind. If you had him till 2030 or 2029, maybe.
Yeah.
It does seem like a Dodgers type move, though.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why the Dodgers win. They go for it.
But the
You mean to
Tigers
win the regular season. They can't win in the postseason.
Well,
If I was
they
the
get-
Tigers, I'd keep rolling. If I was the Tigers, I honestly
would trade him.
I'd keep playing it out. They've actually kind of been one of the more not surprising teams. I don't put them in that regard. They just kind of a state afloat, as I put them.
They kicked our ass. They kicked our ass a couple weeks ago. It really did
They
not
came
feel
back
good.
on you guys twice in that series.
It did not feel good.
No, you were rant. You were.
Didn't they beat
ranting
you
on
guys?
that.
Didn't they beat you guys after Edwards? Didn't they beat us both
They
pretty
took 2 out
bad?
of 3 from us.
Okay, they swept us and then took 2 out of 3 from you, and I was like, what the hell is going on with these guys?
No,
They play good against the other Central Division. Can we go back to the notes there, Darren?
Yeah.
So for the Olympics, I have a suggestion. I want to see what you guys think.
No.
Well, hold on.
Baseball.
I don't
should
want
be
the
an Olympic
MLB
sport.
players there. Take our minor league all-stars. Send them to grow the game, because then people are going to watch it anyways. They're going to get to look at the up-and-coming talent, and that should draw people more into the MLB.
Are other countries doing the same thing?
I don't care.
Because I don't think U.S. wants to do that and then just get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Why? We did it with hockey, and we still were competitive. And
Yeah,
won,
but
won
if
the gold.
if the other countries are sending their best players and we just get embarrassed, I don't think they want to do that.
I mean, Japan is already going to win it all. So
Yeah, they're going to win anyways.
because they actually send their
Yeah,
MLB.
Mike Trout could get a hit. For goodness sakes, my goodness, if he get a hit,
I think it's good exposure for international. I think it's good exposure all the way around. We're not there to win. We're just there to represent. Let the kids go play in front of their country and represent their country and try to draw people.
Edwards, what do you think about Mr. Lewis, who chimed in with me before we got on the show? He wanted me to mention that. He said, Mr. Lewis, one of our favorites out here. He said, He goes, well, just don't do the All-Star game and don't do the games overseas. That with the year that you do that. So that was his recommendation.
That's still too many games to be played in the middle of a season.
That was his suggestion. Don't
Also,
do
you're traveling potentially overseas. You're going to Paris. Like, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask.
I think they should just make the WBC like the Olympics. I mean, make it the Winter Olympics if you need to.
Also, baseball also shouldn't be an Olympic sport. But
I agree.
We're getting in the weeds now.
I mean, yeah, and so I think
golf shouldn't be an Olympic sport either.
Give them a medal at the end of the thing if you want to, but and let it count against for the
medal count.
It's an interesting discussion because it seems like a lot of players kind of.
Well, we can have this discussion during the Olympics.
No, it's interesting because a lot of players kind of discuss it as like they're doing it. They're like, yeah, no, I kind of would like to do it. So,
well, I mean, it is cool playing for Team USA. I do get that aspect of it, but it's the travel, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of logistics that just aren't conducive to you trying to win a World Series.
It doesn't really add up very much there in the time. All right,
playoff.
We're at that time. MLB trivia. Logan Stone. Let's see if you can get it in 3 seconds or less.
Griffey Jr.
Hint number
Senior.
No, it's not Mr. Senior.
That'd been horrible.
I played from 1997 to 2015, all in the AL. I was a 5-time All-Star. I had a career average of 277, playing my whole career in the American League. Any guesses that we have there, gentlemen? Thank God it took him more than 6 seconds. That a boy. Let's go. We're on fire. Let's go.
5-time All-Star. 277.
Long career in the AL.
277, playing my whole career. Okay.
Should I go to hint number 2 here, or we got to guess? Remember, there's unlimited guesses, as we all know the show.
I want to get.
It's not David Justice.
No, it's not. It's a good guess. Right there. That's a good guess.
No way.
I watched Moneyball last night. He was on the.
He played for the Braves.
I thought he did, but I wasn't. I was like, hold on. Did Justice play for the Braves? I just can't remember.
I
knew the Yankees.
Hit number 2. I hit over 20 home runs in 7 different seasons, and I won consecutive Gold Gloves.
Home run. Rob's home runs. Robbed Barry Bonds in the All-Star game.
Not Torrey Hunter, is it?
Yes, Torrey Hunter. Yes.
Teamwork.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Doug Stevens on hit number 2.
Did he play till 2015?
He played a long time, so he went back to the Twins.
I thought he quit in 12 with the Angels.
Hit number 3 is I have 2,000 career hits, 353 home runs. So he spent his whole career in the AL Central as well, or spent most of his career in the AL Central as well. All right, let's get him on the big board. Doug brought it up. Let's get him on there.
What a call!
Clip.
Didn't get his arms extended as he raises one into right center field. At the wall.
Isn't that beautiful call?
What a cat.
Look at those jerseys. That's the way it should be played.
Yeah. I will say I like the All-Star jerseys from Tuesday.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You're so weird.
I like the NL ones, I should say.
I like Elly De La Cruz's shoes.
Yeah. I like the belt buckles too.
The belt buckles were cool.
Barry Bonds picking him up right there was kind of a classic there. Obviously, everybody remembers that game because it ended in a tie. That's always a big little famous part of that game as well along the way.
Eyes don't belong in sports.
I don't know.
They really don't.
Why play that whole time to not have a winner? It makes absolutely zero sense.
Like you said,
tying's like kissing your ugly cousin.
Your ugly cousin was pretty cute. Of course, she looked exactly like you. The beard was a little off-putting, but still.
That's like such a roundabout compliment to Josh. It's like such a roundabout. Josh, you're a cute guy. You know, less hair. You never know.
You never know.
I'm into it.
That's
Torrey
how
Hunter,
it goes with me and
Torrey
Josh.
Hunter was an interesting player. He gave my age trouble for years. He was an issue for my age. Like just I always worried about him and Josh Jones randomly were like guys that I always had to worry about. Doug Minkiewicz at first base, guys
Dougie.
over there. Defensive Gold Glove. All right, I got a flashback video here. MLB flashback here. Let's get to it since I missed out on Diamond.
What a ride! The Cardinals Astros are world champs in 2011.
So here's our
Greatest
MLB
calls ever.
flashback video. We're going to go stay with the All-Stars. I have a few in the chamber, but this is from 30 years ago. Everybody kind of probably remembers this one a little bit. Moises Alou for the Expos is up. Tony Gwynn's on first base. They're on 1994 in extra innings, and I want to let everybody know, this is my favorite fact about this game, is Tony Gwynn played all 11 innings. And the game before this All-Star game, they knew that Lenny Dykstra wasn't going to be able to play. So the Padres moved Tony Gwynn purposely to center field the last game of the first half so he could get practice in center field before the All-Star game. So we are in a different era when that is the case. This is the 11th inning, and also Ivan Rodriguez has played all 11 innings at this point as well.
That's insane for a catcher to play 11 innings in an All-Star game.
Exactly. So
I love it.
That is so absurd.
Tied game. Jim Leland, the third base coach. Let's let it rock.
First at bat of the night for him. Swinging a drive into the gap in left center field.
Wow, Bob Costas.
Albert Bell.
This could do it.
Cal Ripken.
Wow. Oh.
Looks like those guys care. Looks like those guys care.
That's an all-star game, ladies and gentlemen.
Pudge is sitting there arguing with the ump. I had him,
man.
Moises Alou, you know his hands smell like piss.
And he's still mad at that guy in Chicago. He's still mad.
Meryl Strawberry, his hands smell like fentanyl.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Sorry.
Albert Bell just punched a fan on the way in. God, those were the days. That was baseball.
That was when it mattered. I don't know. That to me was good time. That was a good flashback though with it. Tony Gwynn, like I said, just different time with it. All-Star game. Tony Gwynn scoring. Tony Gwynn, rest in peace. Like one of the best hitters ever. He was there with it too. A lot of fun.
Elly scores that standing up though.
He should. Elly slides head first. We know what he does. He's
in the he's already in the dugout by the time the throw
he's
gets there.
He's not doing anything else but slide.
That reminded me, that slide. So, what was it? On Tuesday night, John Smoltz was talking about Elly De La Cruz, and he said, "Oh, it's 3 balls. Elly should be stealing right now." And I'm like, "Do not steal," because he was on first base. And I said, "Do not steal. Do not."
You're not a John Smoltz guy, though, so that's part of it.
The problem is with that is Candelario will not give Elly a chance to steal when Candelario's up hitting third. He will literally swing at a
All-Star game.
No, okay, I was gonna say because if you're talking about a random Reds game, Candelario legitimately hits into just these dumbest things when Elly's on first and it's a clear steal situation. But I thought,
why would you want Ohtani and Cruz getting injured in a meaningless game because Darren's favorite commissioner, Rob Manfred, took out the importance of the game when his greatness, Bud Selig,
is in the Hall of Fame. How dare you bring up Bud Selig, the worst Hall of Famer of all time? How could you do that to me, Mr. Stone? Don't even get me on a rant at this point. We're an hour and a half in. I'm going to save our audience a little bit of a life there.
Rob Manfred.
Mr. Doug.
They want to hear your rant, man.
Mr. Doug's at midnight almost here on the East Coast.
Gonna grab a bowl of cereal and head to bed soon.
Bed to cereal here. He's in bed with it. Josh, did I go wrong anywhere tonight?
Oh man, too many places for me to run down. We'd be here for another 15 minutes.
You got to take notes during the show. I tell you, that's a key to success. We weren't able to get into the schemes. LSU, what a duo they could be for the MLB.
They're just good-looking people.
Good-looking people. We can do them as well. Always a part of it. Logan Stone, obviously, appreciate you taking some time to join us tonight with the top 10 list. Doug Stevens, Ohio Talk Sports. You've done a lot of stuff with us here on Variety Sports Network as well. You and Edwards finally get to do a show together as well for the first time. You've done many.
Fun.
Strong duo. Strong duo,
again, man.
Strong duo.
Hey, when we do the NL Central, you should come back. We can debate.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
Okay, cool.
When are we doing outfielders?
Top 10 outfielders. I think that's August. August 14th. I think.
Is it too early to fit Reese Hines in the top 10?
I think it's a little early.
It's early.
He's
It's-
he.
A good
You bought
week
a
is too
jersey
early.
already,
A
right?
good week is too early.
Did you actually buy that jersey, or did you just Photoshop that jersey? Did you actually buy that jersey?
I'll let you know when it comes in the mail.
Oh,
Here's the thing. To be fair, guys, if you hit 5 home runs in a 4 to 5 day span, you probably have to grab the jersey. You probably do. He could strike out every.
The thing's signed then.
I'm in the DMs.
You can get it. You're in the DM. Slide in.
Sliding in the DM.
Slide in like Elly. You can slide in there. Logan, top 10 outfielders I want to do top 10 catchers here too. That was one that list I was looking over the next one. That was an interesting one. I was
Not
gonna
gonna
go.
be a good list.
Me and Josh arguing.
Is
this-
Tyler
this-
Stevenson in the top 15?
This is
No.
me and my brother on the said they were gonna go over. I'm not gonna don't go into this right now, so don't start just throwing out names. But I'm gonna go. How many MVPs can you name since 2014? So as we end the show, that's on your list.
Oh,
And he froze.
that's tough.
Okay, quick. Let's start listing. Let's see. Kershaw.
Since 2014.
Yeah. Let's see.
Man, yeah. So
I can't think.
MVPs?
MVPs?
Bellinger, Yelich,
Yeah.
Judge,
Judge,
Yep.
Otani.
Otani.
Trout.
Did
Otani.
Harper win one?
Harper won in 2015. He
He's
won
tough.
his first in 15.
Let's see. Why am I drawing a blank?
Man.
Who got? Okay, hold on.
Who won last? Who won?
Last year was Goldie. Goldie won.
Yeah,
Oopsies.
Oh yeah, that's true. Goldie. Yeah.
I was gonna say, that's a good one.
Did Votto win? No, he didn't. hasn't won.
No.
Did Arenado get one in? No, he didn't
No.
get one in Colorado. Since
Man.
2014.
We're gonna have to go all the way back to 2000. 2000. Yeah. Let's
You
see.
can get a few then.
Did Troy Gloss ever win one?
Acuna, we got to get Acuna in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Acuna.
That guy's so good.
He is.
Um,
he's
His
not
ACL
playing.
every year.
the dude for the White Sox.
Robert?
Abreu.
Abreu.
He won the 1 year. I'm
Ball
trying to
from
think.
Grace. He was 2004. No, he was
Did
2020.
we say the guy from Houston, Altuve?
Freddie Freeman.
Damn cheaters!
He never won, did he?
Didn't he win with Stanton?
Maybe. Oh yeah, you're right.
Josh Donaldson, I think, won 1 year.
Yep.
That's tough.
Who else?
Chris Bryant, didn't he win for the Cubs?
He got rookie of the year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Are you
I
sure?
don't
I think he won.
Did he win both?
He might have won
I'm-
both actually.
That's
Somebody
tough.
check that out.
Hold on.
How do we? I mean, does Daren come back? Do we sign off for him?
He won a year.
I'm gonna give him a minute.
This has been Darren Breyer with a 7th inning stretch, and you have a great rest of your night. I could do it. I can handle it.
Now.
That's not quite how he does it though.
Nah, he's much nicer about it.
Hey guys.
He got National League Rookie of the Year. He's won him.
He won Rookie of the Year, and then he won MVP the next year.
Oh,
year,
wow,
okay.
that's a hell of a 2-year stretch.
That's why he got paid. And he hasn't
Now he's stuck with the Rockies.
By the way, the guy who I thought of
Yeah.
the worst Cy Young player I thought was Arrieta. Because
Jake
after-
Arrieta?
Yeah. Because he was terrible that first half, and then that second half he was really good. And then after that, they gave him like a huge payday, and then kicked him out. Or I mean, he was horrible. But
I just feel like
I think Greinke should have won that year.
I feel like Dickey fell off so hard after that.
He did.
Well, here you go. Like the 10 least. Hold on. I just found a list of the
Man.
10 least deserving Cy Young winners. Eric Gagne was 10. Sparky Lyle, who we wouldn't know. He was from 77. Lamar Hoyt from 83. Bob Turley in 58. Mike Marshall in 74. Bob Welch in 90. Dennis Eckersley in 92.
Ouch.
What are you talking
Early
about?
Win in 59.
Worst Cy Young.
Pete
Worse Cy.
Vukovich in 82 with the Brewers. And then Steve Bedrosian with the
Oh.
87 Phillies.
So only one of those people were relevant to the last 30 years of baseball.
Yeah. Well,
Eckersley?
Bob Welch was 90. So.
Well, okay, so
Years
but
ago.
Gagne was the only guy
yeah.
within recent time.
I was trying to think of who. Yeah, you're right though. I was trying to think of guys we would know.
See, I felt like Gagne was so damn good though. Like I had no problem with him winning because when that guy came in the game, I was like, all right, well, this shit's over. This guy's, this guy's
I
locking
remember
it down.
feeling like I was gonna puke every time he came on the mound. It was just
Didn't we
like,
bust him up once though for an
Did we?
important win?
Probably, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would assume
I'm
I think
sure.
we did
every-
once.
you guys have been good for so long that it's definitely probably happened.
Eventually. Well, I don't think Darren's coming back. So-
Okay,
Well, this has been Darren Breyer, and thanks for watching.
Josh, do your best Darren impression.
Man, I don't even. You know what? Honestly, I usually check out why he says everything, but I know he says everybody's names
Say it.
and where everybody's from.
I used to check.
Doug's the Ohio Sports Talk. Logan Stone is a contributor here with the Variety Sports Network. One of the originals.
Don't call me that.
Especially for here in the 7th stretch. And I'm Josh Edwards, and Darren Breyer would love to do the exit for you guys. But y'all have a great week. Next left turn. So we got Wrecked with Rangers Saturday night. We've got Saturday showdowns on Monday. Next left turns on Sunday. 314 will be back next Wednesday, and we'll be back here for you guys next week. Same place, same time, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific, I guess is what it is. And
Don't do math.
yeah, I don't like doing math on the air. I'm not good at that. But you all have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week.